So something came to my attention at the last minute. Now, I mean, like something came to my attention yesterday, right? Because I was going to talk about the indie comic of the week, and I was going to talk about the main event, which is like Tubi, but something else caught my attention. Shout out to Blur Without Fear. I heard rumors, and these rumors are confirmed. Remember what I was telling you guys about the importance of Milestone and why the Dakota Incident, the new history of DC, the Dakota Incident is so important that you guys need to go out there and support. And when I mean support, I mean sell this book out. Like sell this book out. We talking Superman, Batman numbers, Wonder Woman numbers. That's the type of numbers that we're looking for. Okay. And we always say, you know, wild stories not told as much, right? But this is a golden opportunity for a majority of, I wouldn't say the majority, but there's a good number of black writers and black artists that are writing and drawing the DC new history of Milestone or DC history with Dakota Incident. But something nefarious happened in the past week. Someone at DC leaked the Dakota Incident.
You raggedy bitch. You raggedy bitch.
And it was on the DC Infinite app. I have that app. Unfortunately, I did not see this, but it's on the DC Universe Infinite app where you can actually read DC Comics digitally. It was leaked and it stayed there for 2 hours.
Man, you a bitch. You a bitch.
Long enough for pirating sites to grab that book and put it on pirating sites. So, and I'm thinking to myself, how of all books, why this book is the one that gets leaked? Now, I feel like there's a little bit of, I always sense sabotage, and it looks really sus to me. It looks really sus to me. And it's like they're trying everything in their ability to torpedo this book when it gets released. It comes out February the 25th. It comes out February the 25th, and we want that 100K. We want those 100,000 copies sold. And it looking real sus with DC. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen and how serious this is. If this book doesn't sell well, and I've heard this from like so many people, like within the space, Milestone may cease to exist. Like they want static. Okay. They want static, but with static, they can get pennies on the dollar. If it doesn't sell well, it's like, nah, we're not going to charge you top dollar for that because it didn't do well. And then whatever plans that they have for the static, it's not going to be what you think static is. You know what I mean? And it's going to piss you off. So I think I know what needs to happen is that you guys need to go out to your LCS. You need to get as many copies of the new history of DC, Dakota Incident, and sell that bitch out. And then when you buy all the books, ask your LCS to order some more and buy those jokers up. Like, I feel like there's opportunities here. And one of the opportunities is there may be some kids that never read a comic book, you know, or maybe interested in comic books. And this could be an opportunity like in the community, like you could buy a bunch of books, the Dakota Incident, and give it to them and let them read it. And then they become interested in these Milestone books. And then you can give them the older books and have them, you know what I mean? So there's a chance to, an opportunity rather, to serve the community. You know, I already told you my plans. Like, I'm going to my LCS because there's 3 LCSs here, you know, where I am. I'm going to the first one. I'm getting my book, you know, the A cover, and I'm going to the second one, and I'm getting all the variant covers. And if allowed, I'm going to get some more copies of that book and actually give it to people that haven't read a comic book in a while. That is the plan. We got to do our part. And I know what we're about to say. Even though DC did some sus shit, like they did some real sus shit, you're like, nah, well, we just ain't gonna buy the book. We're not gonna give them the satisfaction. That's what they want you to do. I feel like that's what they want you to do, because when we talk about the Dakota incident, okay, so we back here, right? Look at these writers. Look at all these writers here. Look at all these artists. These are all the people that have fought tooth and nail to get this book out. Like, I don't think y'all understand the level of fight that these individuals like had to do. You know what I mean? So it will behoove us. Like, we win with our dollars. You know, that's how we win this, because then you become undeniable at this point. You become undeniable. And it's like, yo, we got to make more books. We need more Milestone. We need more Static. We need more Icon. We need more Rocket. We need more Blood Syndicate. We need more hardware. So that at that point, we don't want it to get another DC Power recharge. We don't want that. We don't want that, because you know what happened with that. We were advertised that we were going to get a series with the Power Company, and we never got the Power Company because their excuse is, well, that book didn't sell well. That book did not sell well. So we cannot give them the excuse. Now, if we do our part, and let's say that the Dakota Incident sells over 100,000 copies, right? And DC still chooses not to support this book or put out more centralized Black stories, then that's no longer on us as a consumer. That's no longer on us. We did our part. We did what we supposed to do. And I don't know the legalities between Milestone and DC. And someone put up something very interesting. And it was on Threads. And shout out to Wednesday Pool. He says, I'm convinced I was born in the wrong timeline. Send me to the universe where Milestone Media partnered with Image Comics instead of DC Comics. You know, I didn't think about this, but I feel like we wouldn't be having this conversation if Milestone partnered up with Image Comics. I mean, I don't think we would have this same conversation. We wouldn't have the same type of fight. Now, I will say, like, in the early 90s, DC has treated Milestone well, right? To a point. And any documentary that you will see Dwayne McDuffie and one of the execs from DC bumping heads about a particular cover with Static. And it was like, nah, we're not going to promote premarital sex, but they're promoting safe sex, right? But it wasn't, it was a bumping of the heads. And I feel like that was the turning point in that relationship, and things kind of went south, and it was a bumping of the heads. But with Image, the best artists in that time period all left Marvel at the same time. Went across the street to DC, and I'm like, we're not coming here either. We're creating our own thing. And Image Comics became number 2. I think Marvel was number 1, Image was number 2, DC was number 3 at that time. And if you could imagine Milestone being a part of Image Comics, we would not be having this conversation. And I'll be honest with you, the Dakota verse was already a separate universe anyway. And so until we got the worlds collide, and then we got, some interaction between like characters. Another company, Wildstorm. Like Wildstorm going over to DC was a mistake. I mean, they got watered down, they got Nerve, come on, interesting. Wildstorm should have stayed over there with Image. But what if Milestone went over to Image Comics, man? That would be something to see. Like, we would not be having this conversation. Like, we will be buying these books up to a point where it will force DC's hand, because sometimes DC and Image do partnerships and stuff like that. But again, I don't know the legalities of Milestone and DC. I don't know if it's like a clean break and you can completely remove yourself from DC. I'm not saying go out and do that, but I mean, it is frustrating. It's frustrating. And someone else posted something very interesting. It's been over 1,000 days since DC put out a book that was a Black book, and not just a miniseries either. I'm talking like straight down the line. Like Mr. Terrific Year 1, I think was like maybe 5 issues, if I'm not mistaken. That was only 5 issues. It wasn't continued. It wasn't a continuation. It wasn't one of them situations. So, I mean, you got dozens of Black characters that are out there that you can actually use for a continuing series. So it's very interesting though, man. Very interesting. Milestone and Image. Oh my gosh, man. Like it was man. Those two partnered up. Man. It'd have been something to see. It'd have been something to see, man. I mean, you don't know what the future holds, but right now, at this time, obviously, the final orders, that's already cut off. Go to your LCS on next Wednesday and get you the new History of DC, Dakota Incident. If it so happen to be sold out, you tell the person behind that counter, I need more books. Can you order me more books, please? And let me know when they come in. And you keep that ball rolling. Like you keep that thing going. And the numbers going to show up eventually, man. I can't wait to see those numbers because it's kind of like your voices need to be heard. Like your dollars need to count. And this is where your dollars count. And because that leaking that they did, I feel like that was done on purpose by someone from DC. I feel like that was done on purpose. Out of all books you leaked that book. You leaked the Dakota Incident. And you had it sitting there for 2 hours, long enough for a pirated site or sites to grab that book and say, hey guys, come check this out. You ain't got to pay for the book. Nah. I think we had a time point where we can look past that and know the importance of this book and the stories that is in this book. And we're going to go out here and support it. Shout out to all the writers and all the artists of this book. We're going to do our part. We are definitely going to do our part. By every stretch of the metric, we are going to do our part.